Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be doing my lovely client Colette's nails. I am so excited to be doing a full set since I love recapping an entire acrylic application. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. And then of course, our lovely nail art. I'm starting off by using this tiny bit from Kiara Sky. It is a mandrel bit in the smallest size ever made, which I absolutely adore. I talked about it in my last video and I definitely stand by it. So definitely recommend if you guys are wanting to use it. It really does make all that difference, so definitely check it out. I'm gonna just start off by prepping her natural nail first. This is pretty much what I do every single time. I go in with the mandrel bit, buff off the shine, kind of push back the cuticle while doing that process, and that's gonna help kind of expose a little bit more of that dead skin. I am going to be trimming her cuticles. I know this is a very rare scene ever on my videos, but I have gotten a little bit more comfortable and she has an excessive amount of cuticle buildup every time she comes in. So I feel like it is necessary and I cannot bypass it by just simply buffing it off. So I went ahead and trimmed that. The cuticle nippers are from Amazon and they are really, really good. So definitely recommend those. I'm gonna go in with a ball bit as well, just to fully finish removing all that dead skin and make sure that the acrylic adheres properly. So I'm going in at a speed of 4,000 RPMs during the entire prep process. Next, I'm going to be going in with these tips. They are also from Amazon. I don't know what it is, but Amazon just has my heart lately. They are super long, square tips, and they do not have a C curve. So if you guys are wanting non-C curve tips, these are definitely my go-to. I'm gonna be quickly blending in that tip to her natural nail. I don't do this often, however, I want my application to go on there a little bit smoother, so I'm gonna go ahead and just blend it in. It is not necessary, so do note that. It's not gonna make a difference with the adhesion or anything like that. It's just kind of preference. I'm gonna be trimming down her nails as well to the desired length, and then very quickly, always remember to pull back the skin away from the tip. Sometimes glue can seep underneath, which causes it to adhere. And when you go in and file, you can most definitely and will cut the client. So you always want to pull that skin back while you're filing, but also before you get started to fully detach it and make sure you do not hurt them. I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and we're just going to be filing the sides, making sure that everything fits perfectly to her nail bed. And then I'm also just perfecting that shape a little bit more. I'm going in and making sure that everything is the same length, and then I'm just gently squaring off that tip as well. Once I'm done with all the filing, we're gonna go in and clean the surface, but also dehydrate it. So I'm using a lint-free wipe from Amazon and some Young Nail Swipe. This is gonna help clean and also dehydrate the nail. And then we're gonna be going in with our primer. This is a XXX Bond from Not Polish. I'm gonna be adding 2 coats of that. Just on her natural nail, you don't have to place any on the plastic tip, as acrylic adheres very well to it without any prep. Now for our acrylic application, I'm going to be using the Not Polish acrylic brush in a size 12. I'm using the Kiara Sky monomer for reference, and we are using this beautiful color called Sea Salt Caramel from Not Polish. We're going to be going in with our typical acrylic application. I am making sure that my liquid to powder ratio is perfect. That is going to be key with your beads staying in the same spot that you place it, leveling perfectly and not overflowing and flooding the cuticle area especially. So as you can see, every time I lay my bead on there, it kind of just stays where I place it. And then it kind of melts in as well, but I'm just simply guiding it and tapping it. I'm not doing a crazy amount of work. You can see me add a medium-sized bead here, and as it starts melting, I'm just guiding it to where I need it to go. Now, whenever you see my brush kind of go off camera and onto my paper towel, that is me removing excess monomer from my brush to help speed up the process. I do try to lay my acrylic super fast. So the more monomer I have in my brush, the longer it's gonna take to dry, since that monomer is depositing back into that acrylic. And I just want it to speed it up. So if you do want a little bit more time and you notice that your bead is drying up a little too quickly, then go ahead and add a little bit more monomer, just the smallest amount, because it's only going to elongate the process just a smidge. But definitely focus on your liquid to powder ratio and you will be able to get a beautiful acrylic application. So first I go right where the tip meets the natural nail with a medium-sized bead, and I quickly go into tapping the sides, holding the finger down, and I'm pretty much just tapping it and guiding it in the direction that I want by simply tapping. I am only tapping and barely even dragging the product, as you guys can see on camera. And then I go in with another medium-sized bead right on top of that one, blend it down very quickly, and then the last one is a small bead, and I'm holding it right up near the cuticle, pushing it up, and then quickly blending down. If I need to fix any little areas, I would go in and add a little bit more. But for the most part, I've gotten pretty used to knowing what size of bead I need and exactly how to move it so that it gets into the entire surface where I want it to go. And once everything is nice and dry, typically by the time I'm done working on my second hand, the first one is already fully dry, so I can go in directly and start filing. I am going to be going in with my Efile at a speed of 11,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm going in with my 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky. This one is in medium grit and I absolutely adore these bits. 10 out of 10 recommend them. This is probably the only bit that I will ever recommend that is a carbide bit, just because it works so good and it has so many uses to it. So definitely recommend it if you kind of want an all-in-one bit. I use it to remove acrylic, to do fills, to finish file. So this is pretty much my only bit that I use for a lot of the process. I'm just going quickly in and going around the cuticle area to make sure everything is nice and flush. And then very, very quickly, I just go on top of the entire surface and file to make sure everything is super smooth. I do try to lay my acrylic pretty smooth, so this process is very quick. And I'm just going in pretty much to remove any little divots that I may have created. But specifically, my focus is blending in that cuticle area. Next, I'm going in with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and we're gonna be filing the sides, always, always, always pulling back that skin. I cannot say this enough. We're just gonna pull back that skin and file. I'm holding the opposite side from the side that I am filing so that the finger doesn't wiggle all over the place and cause discomfort to my client. So I'm going side by side, just kind of eyeballing it to make sure everything is nice and square and even. And I'm gonna do this on all of the nails, and then we're gonna flip the hand around to look at the nails from the client's perspective, and I'm gonna square the tip off that way. For the first time probably on my channel, I am able to show that because I did change the angle of my camera. And let me know what y'all think. I wanna make sure that you guys like this angle. I feel like in some specific areas, it just did not go. So if you like it, definitely let me know in the comment section. If you guys want me to go back to my old way of filming, also let me know in the comment section. I value your guys' opinion a ton. So I'm just kind of messing around with it because a lot of the time the camera will get in my way. And just to make the process of doing nails and filming a lot quicker, I'm messing around with the angles. So let me know down below. We're gonna go in now with the buffer. This one is from Amazon. Y'all know my vibe is neutrals nowadays. If you didn't know, now you know. I've been changing everything that I can to blacks. And these buffers are black, so definitely recommend them. I think they work really, really well and get everything nice and smooth. So I'm just going in and holding the finger very, very well because this process always freaks me out. Even though it's the softest file that I use throughout my process, I just feel like I can cause so much discomfort by not holding the finger well. And I'm just gonna go in, buff, and then we're gonna cleanse that surface to make sure everything is nice and dust free for our nail art. Now my girl Colette is a neutrals lover as well as I am. So all of her sets that I have done and showed you guys have been neutrals, and I'm here for it. They are all very similar, but so different at the same time. So today she had me do a cause theme. So we're gonna be drawing the cause little figure. I don't even know what it is considered. Call me ignorant, but I just know that's the name. And we're gonna be going in with white gel paint, black gel paint from Veeda Bella, and the short liner from Veeda Bella as well. For the little shadow kind of texture around the little dude, I ended up just mixing the black and white together to get like a gray shadowy color. And then we're gonna be doing Frenchies on the rest. So quick little spoiler, we are doing white on one hand and then black on the other, just to add a little funness to the set of nails. I always compare my nails when I'm doing Frenchies because y'all already know sometimes they can come out a little wonky. So I always kind of put them side by side to make sure that I'm doing it correctly and have the same smile line length, or I guess the nude part it being the same. So right here, I noticed that I did a little bit shorter. I'm gonna go in and simply clean it up with the Oopsie brush from Veeda Bella, a little bit of Young Nail Swipe, and that typically does the trick. And then for this nail, we're gonna be doing some swirls, kind of like a negative space Frenchie. I am obsessed with it. I am doing white first, and then I didn't show the process on camera because she did ask for it after I had top coated her nails and I had already finished recording. But we did add little accents of black in there. So if you guys see the final result and are like, what the heck? I kind of just put in little peaks of black so that everything flowed a lot better. So I really liked that we did that. It ended up looking a lot better than just with white. So I'm just doing swirls using my short liner. I love this brush. It's my go-to. Every time that you see me doing nail art, 95% of the time I'm using the short liner. It's just like the perfect length, the perfect thickness for like intricate nail art or simple nail art. So here you see me top coating some of the nails. We are going to be popping these in the light for 60 seconds. Once they are fully cured, I'm taking them out and going back in with the same color. We are going to be doing snakeskin print, whatever you want to call it, on top. So this is a textured design. I'm going in with my color, my gel paint, and adding the design. And then before we cure, so this is still wet, I'm going to be pouring on some clear acrylic, or you can use white or whatever color matches the color that you're doing it. But I just went with clear. So we're adding clear to that wet gel paint. And once it is fully matte, I do multiple layers just to make sure that it seeps into the gel. We're gonna be popping that in the light for another 60 seconds. And I did the exact same thing with black. For black, I do recommend use black powder. I don't know, I had a brain fart and I used the clear and I felt like it didn't look as crisp as it has in the past. So definitely make sure you guys use black on top of black. So next we're gonna be going in with the spider gel. I wanted to show you guys me struggling here because I feel like you guys think that everything is just so perfect. And girl, no, I was like freaking out. This thing was way too thick. I wanted some thick pieces, but also some very thin ones. So I called it quits. I wiped it off. I cleaned off my tools that I was using because I wanted it to look good. So then I cleaned off all my area, regathered myself, and then I went in and I pulled a skinnier string. That way it just worked a lot better. So just thought it would be fun to include that in the video as y'all see me struggling over here. But spider gel is just so pretty. I think it looks so good. It's just such a simple touch, but it makes such a huge difference. We did black on top of the white and it just looks so adorable. So I'm going in with my top coat. This is Gloss It from Not Polished. We're gonna be making sure that we really press it into all the nail art to make sure that it gets into all the little ridges and divots and the texture that the gel paint or gel polish creates. So I'm just making sure that I am fully coating everything, and then we're gonna be popping that in the light for a full 60 seconds. That pretty much concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a ton, and I'll see you guys next time.